Hey, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. It's Thursday night live show. I'm Casey the Rockstar Flipper. Thank you for joining me here on the channel each and every Thursday, 9 p.m. And want to welcome into everyone who is here on a normal basis and to anyone who may be here for their first time. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, over in the right-hand side of the chat, if you see that blue wrench, Adam's Exploits is here right now. Adam is our admin, and he will be able to help you with any questions, comments, or concerns. Real quick update, two quick updates before we start on the Amazon selling. Number one, if you hadn't seen already, you guys know last week eBay restricted the sale of N95 masks and other hand sanitizer associated with what's going on in the world today. And today they officially announced that you cannot list them for any price. They are banned. Also, Etsy is following that. You can click on ebay.com/community and you can see that. And it says updated important information about listings associated with COVID-19. And you can read that through. You cannot list any of those products. So as I said last week's video, I told you so. I told you it was coming. And the eBay executive that I talked to on the phone told me, to have all of you follow all of the legal ramifications. eBay doesn't take this stuff down because they don't want to make money. They take it down for legal and moral reasons. Okay. So just keep that in mind, guys. Etsy also following suit. I would expect that Macari and other platforms will do the same very soon. Okay, let's move on. Amazon selling. Welcome into everybody. Thank you, by the way. A lot of people who sell on eBay and Posh use them because they are the easiest platforms. It is true. What they don't understand is that Amazon is a very easy platform to sell on as well. Show of hands in the chat. How many people have sold on Amazon and how long have you been selling on there? 1 to 6 months, 6 to 12, 12 months plus, 2 years plus. How much do you do a month in sales? Just give me a little shout out in the chat. How many of you are active Amazon sellers versus not? No, I did not ask them about auctions for that, but they're now all restricted, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, how many in the chat have been on Amazon for X amount of times? Welcome in, Thrift Trader. Long time no talk. Mr. Jason Deason, welcome in. Thrift Trader, you guys can check out all of my admins who pretty much have YouTube channels. If you ever do see them, check them out. 1 to 2 years, super mega random selling. 1 year, 2 years, 8 years, 300,000. Yeah, Randy's probably our biggest monthly, yearly seller on Amazon that I know of in this chat. Anybody who doesn't know, my average Amazon selling months can be anywhere from 4 to 5 on the low end, upwards of 7 on the higher end. Just depends on the months. So yeah. Jen, 1 month, 160 sales, waiting for the ball to drop and be suspended. No, don't be. So the thing I want to cover about Amazon selling is that there's a lot of myths and a lot of things that people don't understand. And so the 3 biggest myths, and I want you to raise your hand if you didn't know this myth, or actually before I ask this, let's put it in the chat. How many people here that don't sell on Amazon? If you sell on Amazon, you're kind of excluded from this a little bit, but if you don't sell on Amazon, how many people have a myth or a preconception, a pre-notion about selling on Amazon? I'll give you an example. One is that people think you cannot sell used merchandise at all on Amazon. How many people didn't know that? How many people didn't know you could sell used? In fact, I'll tell you guys, I sell, if you're not familiar with this channel or me, I sell all used merchandise. Probably in 5 plus 6 years of being on Amazon, 2013 into 14 when I started, I maybe have sold a dozen brand new items, maybe a dozen, maybe 20, 15, 20 items. Brand new. I never sell brand new. There's a couple reasons why. The margins are really slim, I feel, for brand new stuff on Amazon. You're paying like $15 to sell it for 35 to make like $10. I'm spending 15 to make 10, or I can go buy an item that I sell for, I pay $2 or $3 and sell for 20 and 25. I just think the margins are much better on what I sell. I'm sure there's people that make plenty of money and plenty of margins on brand new items. It's just not the majority of people. Also, there's the risk of being suspended. If you sell brand new items on Amazon and they ask you for an invoice and you don't have it, there is a chance you could be suspended. It's not guaranteed, but it can happen. So there's a lot of risk involved with that. Brand new is now more of a risk. It's even bigger risk. Kelly doesn't sell on Amazon. eBay Addict's not selling on Amazon. Used get less returns. I'm absolutely with that as well. Bear Kitty I agree. I believe that used does get less returns for me. My returns, people think that's a myth on Amazon, that returns are really, really high on Amazon. Yes, there are pickier customers. There are categories. Shoes on Amazon are terrible. Somebody asked about used clothes and shoes. No, you cannot sell used clothes and shoes on Amazon. There are many categories you cannot sell used on Amazon. Just let that be known. Fear of too many fees. Diana, the fees on Amazon are actually almost the same, if not similar to eBay, and less than Poshmark. So let's break that down. It's a big myth. eBay collects, remember, 10%, and then anywhere between 3 and 4% on your PayPal fee, depending on how big of sales you're doing, how big the average sale price is. So let's just say 13.5% to be on average, right? And then even if you just toss in a 1% promoted, 14.5%, you're buying labels on it. Amazon's categories run between 8 and 12% on average, some of them up to 15%. So let's just say on average, let's just say you're near the higher 10, 11%. Let's just say even 11 or 12%, right? You're still under that eBay mark. Now, that's if you do FBM, shipping from your house. Like I put it on my counter, and when it sells, I ship it. Now, let's say you're doing FBA. You are going to spend more. You're going to pay that FBA fee. You're going to pay the inbound shipping into Amazon. And it may end up taking you up to about 18 to 20%, which is still less than Poshmark, right? But when you sell an item FBA on Amazon, A, you're going to get much more money than you do on eBay. And you're going to get more money than you sell FBM. Usually, there are some exceptions. And it's going to sell faster. So your percentage is going to go up 5%, but you're going to sell it for 10 or 15% higher in most cases. So don't be scared of the fees. The fees are amazing with Amazon, and they take them right out of your balance as you sell items. And then also as you print your labels, it comes right out. So it's super, super easy. Hey, Michelle Logan is in the house. I just got off a call with her on my iPad. She's got some amazing, one of the best sets of inventory I've seen on Amazon or on eBay, excuse me. And she's got to get her store ramped back up because she's got hundreds of great items. St. John, Buckle, Adidas, Nike, all kinds of great stuff. So great to talk to you, Michelle. Thank you. If you've ever wanted to schedule a call, man, it's a lot of fun. And we go over a lot of stuff. I gave her some homework, a checklist, a lot of things to fix. She's really on pace to hit numbers that she couldn't even believe when I told her. So thank you, Michelle, for that. Unless you sell FBA, the fees are higher. So they actually, FBM and FBA, depending on what you're selling, can work out to be less than eBay and Poshmark or similar to eBay. So don't be scared of the fees on Amazon. Remember, what you sell stuff for on Amazon compared to eBay is almost always more. So even if the percentages are a couple percent higher, you will make more money on Amazon than you will on eBay with almost every item. There are absolutely exceptions. Of course, there's tons of items you can only sell on eBay, so that's not comparable, apples to oranges. But if it can be sold on both platforms, it's almost always more profitable on Amazon. Never made a profit. Yeah, I mean, you have to do it. You have to do it correctly and really track things. So here's the second myth, being gated, that everything is gated. It's not. Not everything is gated on Amazon that you would think. There's tons of items. And so I want to talk about some of the items. Let's just jump into it. Some of the items that everyone sells. I'll give you a few right off the top. Obviously, I put a bunch in the list, the sourcing guides and the training bundles that I put together. But I'll go ahead and give you guys some of the most common. If you're new to this channel, you probably don't know these. If you're not new, you know a lot of these. Books is a place that everyone starts. Now, books are a long tail, slow item, which means they take a while to sell, but they're usually cheap and they usually give you a good profit margin, a percentage, not a high. You're not going to make hundreds of dollars off of most books. There are some that sell for a lot of money. But most books, you're looking at 15, 20 bucks if you get a good one and you buy it for $1, right? 50 cents. Books are a great place to start. Video games are similar. Most video games, there are rare ones, but most video games are $15 to $25 price range. My average video game sale hovered right around $21. My average cost of goods was around $2 to $3. So you're talking about paying $250, selling it for $20, making $17.50, paying the FBA fee, the Amazon selling fee, the shipping, and making like $11, $12 a video game. But they sell really quick, right? Fulfilled by merchant is direct shipping. Yeah, absolutely. So the FBM versus FBA is just that. FBM is you list it just like you would on eBay. You stick it on your shelf, and when it sells, you ship it out. FBA means you pack all your stuff into a box. You send it to Amazon. They store it, and when it sells, they ship it out for you. But you do pay a fee for that service. You pay for storage. You pay for shipping into Amazon. But hopefully it sells faster, and you get a little more money out of it to offset that. Okay. So a lot of the restrictions, so Casual Thrifter is mentioning there are a lot of restricted items on Amazon. It's true. And the thing that I see and get complaints about a lot is that people are trying to sell the hottest, greatest, newest, craziest items, and they're rejected because they're restricted. And I'm like, you got to stop trying to sell what you want to sell or what you think you should be selling. And you have to sell what Amazon lets you sell, especially if you're new. If you started Amazon in the last year or two, the restrictions are much heavier. Remember, I started in 2013 when I got my original selling account. 2013 is a long time ago. You're talking about 7 years ago. I didn't really sell in 13. I didn't really start selling consistently until like 14. I probably sold like 3 items in 13, honestly. In 14, we were selling like a couple items a week. So we were still only doing maybe like 50 to $100 a week. We still only did $5,000, $10,000 that year. But in 2015, which was, 5 years ago when I ramped up, we did like 30, 40,000 in 2015. When you're talking about somebody doing 30, 40 grand 5 years ago on Amazon, it's pretty big. So their FBM doesn't work too well at Christmas time. It does. Everything sells during Christmas time. Everything is up. FBA is better, but FBM still works. Any ideas on drop shipping? It's a terrible business model, Matt, and every platform is banning it to some degree. I hate drop shipping. Everyone here knows it. So yeah, definitely hit the like button. Appreciate that. How much for creating a brand name and how long does it take? If you're talking about private label, it takes a lot of time and money. Okay, so the other thing, what other items? So we talked books and video games. Small electronics are always good. I always mention stuff like the microphone. I mentioned stuff like this webcam that I'm on right now. If you can get a good deal, there's a lot of Chinese generic stuff like iPad stands. You're not going to sell Apple iPod or iPads. Apple products are banned. But things like a Samsung Galaxy tablet stand, if you can get a good deal on some bulk ones and sell them for $20. I paid $30 for this one because it's a full 360 degrees. It also expands, to go bigger and smaller. It's full tilt. And also, I can be reading and be like, hey, Kate, I want you to check out what I'm looking at on my iPad. And I can flip it over and then I can flip it back. And so this stand was worth the $29 or whatever I paid for it. Somebody could have maybe got these in bulk for $5 and made some money on them. That wouldn't have been bad. Things that are even higher end electronics. This is a high-end DSLR gimbal. This is $500 brand new. But if you had picked it up like used, these things sell for like $400 used. Maybe you picked it up from someone who didn't want theirs anymore for $250 and sell for $400. $150 less fees and shipping, you make yourself $100. So there are a lot of electronics that are reasonable to sell on Amazon. Things like Samsung tablets, non-Apple tablets, things like that. There's a lot of different things that you can sell. So you just have to keep scanning and keep looking. Toys, games, what else are we talking about? Books, video game systems, handheld systems, Game Boys, Nintendo DSs, all great. Media, there's a lot of media that you can sell. Textbooks to a point. Again, every category has its exceptions and every category has restricted items. So just keep that in mind. What are the best kinds of sticky labels to use that are easy to remove so you don't ruin something? I've seen people in FBA print them out. Joy, I just use the normal 1 inch by 3 inch Avery labels. I don't know what else other people use, but that's what I use. Nice commercial, Mr. Popel. I don't know what that means. eBay makes good money. If you fulfill the order through Amazon, do you have to buy their boxes and envelopes? No. Thrifty Shopper Vlog just had a great question. And I want you guys to ask as many Amazon questions as you can. I'm focusing Amazon here. If you sell, what does gates mean on Amazon? Gated means that you're not allowed to sell. It's restricted. Certain people for certain things. If you fulfill through Amazon, if you pack your stuff up and you ship it into Amazon, you do not have to use their packing material. So I'll give you an example. When I sell video games, you have a big box. Let's just say you have one of those big Home Depot boxes. You're going to ship 50 video games in, right? So I'll take the video game, I scan it into Amazon, and I stick it into the envelope, and I pop the UPC that prints out on my little 1 inch by 3 inch onto the envelope that the video game is in. Now, some people, like on books or even video games, put the UPC right on the product. Now, I don't do that because I don't know if it's going to end up getting bought by a collector who may not want that sticker on the video game or the book. People say that I waste envelopes because I don't have to stick every game into an envelope. But for me, I'm okay with that because my customer is not going to have a sticker, UPC, on their video game or their book or their product. If it's a brand new item in the box sealed with the regular serial number, like let's say that I was selling, actually I have this out of my car. Let's say that I was selling a first aid kit and this was brand new sealed, and this had like a UPC label on the back, then I would be okay to stick the UPC on that. I would feel okay shipping this without putting it inside of another packaging and then UPCing it. That's all personal preference, but I'm telling you, for collectors, if you put it on their book or their video game and they get it, they're going to be upset. Trust me. So I always put it into a regular envelope, just like I was about to send it out to an eBay customer. I stick the game in or the book in, I seal it shut, and then I put the UPC on the outside, and that's all you have to do. Padded, yeah, for video games, I use the little padded flat rate envelopes. You know, you could use a poly mailer, I suppose, but you know, Amazon's going to ship it out anyway. So, okay, that's pretty much it. So, is there any easy way to get ungated in categories with having an LLC? Amish Flipper. So that's another misconception, that you have to have an LLC or a business to sell on Amazon. As long as you have a social security number or you're operating as an actual business, you know, that's all they're going to ask you for. Remember, you can operate your business as a sole prop. Doesn't matter where you're selling at, under your social security number till the end of time. You never have to get an LLC. I recommend it. I recommend a corporation LLC at some point when you get yourself together and get rolling. At least a sole owner LLC that's taxed exactly like a sole proprietor. Ask your CPA. But you don't have to have that. You absolutely don't need an LLC for any of that type of thing. Getting ungated is a requirement. What you're going to need is to buy from distributors and from like wholesalers, like legitimate wholesalers, distributors. Again, that does not require an LLC. That's false. It requires a sales tax certificate. They just want your reseller certificate. And you can get that by being a sole proprietor with your social security number through your state. So essentially, when you register a business in your state and with the government, you can tell them, I want to be a sole prop. That's me. I'm just operating my business, a single person with my social security number, right? And you're going to get a sales tax certificate from the state that is your certificate to collect sales and to pay sales tax and buy tax free. That's all you need to buy from wholesale and distributors for most of them. When you register with the government and you get your EIN, which you can get an EIN, an actual EIN as a sole prop, you don't have to use your social if you feel better getting the EIN. Again, when you register with your state, you'll use the EIN to get your sales tax certificate. So it's pretty easy. I'm selling as a sole prop, but having trouble getting wholesale accounts. You don't even have to tell them you're a sole prop. All you're going to say is, hey, I want to buy a box of X, whatever it is they're selling. And they're going to reply and say, please give us your sales tax certificate. That's it. They don't even need to know that you're a sole prop. They should never, ever know that. You should not even volunteer that information. Some of them want an EIN number. Okay. If they want an EIN number, there are some that will do it. That's their own company policy. It's not law, but if they do require an EIN and you're sole prop and you want to buy from them, then just go to irs.gov and re-register your business on irs.gov as a sole proprietor, and the IRS will give you an EIN number. So then you have an actual EIN number. You may have to go back to your state and re-register your business using that EIN number. It depends on any state. So that's it. How do you separate your inventory when you sell on eBay and Amazon? They're all labeled. Every piece of inventory I have is labeled with a number. Being a good seller is the quickest way to get ungated. They will suggest items to you. Yeah, Randy also has a good point. You don't always need a wholesaler or distributor to get ungated for products on Amazon. You can, just by getting a good sales history and building it up, you can get ungated that way as well. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Amy says variations. Not sure what you mean by that. Okay, so are you drinking an energy drink at 9:30 p.m.? No, I am drinking a black cherry lemonade. Black cherry lemonade? Seltzer. I don't know, something Kate bought. Okay, so do you get your comp prices from eBay solds? I have some speakers, vintage, old stock, or do you comp your price from what Amazon is selling similar? If you're selling on Amazon, I look at the actives and I can check. You can also download some of the third-party software depending on what you're selling. Scout IQ, Jungle Scout, Camel. There's several of them that are great price checkers, right? Aspen, I'm struggling with naming an LLC because I resell, but I also want to advertise for free book pickup. Should I generalize the LLC name and just DBA anything else? Yeah, I have a general LLC. So those of you that are familiar with this channel and know, my LLC is called Worldwide Sales LLC. It's very general. It encompasses everything. Worldwide Sales LLC. I own that name. across the board. And so I have several DBAs, one of which is Rockstar Flipper. I own the name Rockstar Flipper as a DBA, right? And that is so that I own the name and no one else can take it and operate as me. And if they try to, I can at least try to put a stop to it. It's not a guarantee that I can because it has to go through court. But I operate this business, Rockstar Flipper, YouTube, social media, training, whatever I do, it makes money. And so as for me to come on here and operate through you guys and collect money, I have my business, Worldwide Sales, gets that income. But in order to operate under this name, I had to own the name, the fictitious name, the DBA, doing business as Rockstar Flipper. I also, you guys know, I owned a cell phone business for a very long time. Back in the day, I still own it to this day, was Worldwide Sells, CELLS. I still own the name Worldwide Sells DBA. If you look any of this stuff up in the state of Florida, you will find me. You'll find the name. You'll find everything you need. You just search my name or you search Worldwide Sells LLC and it'll all come up. My LLC owns all of those names. I also own some other ones as well. Okay. Drinking an actual Rockstar drink. No. What's up, Primetime Treasure Hustler? Dom is in the house, another one of my admins with a great YouTube channel you can check out. Trademark my name, secondhand merchandise. Yeah, you can trademark your names. You can buy them in the state. Now, trademarking it federally is a little more difficult and a lot more expensive. So if you have a really unique name that you want to register in the country, then you have to go through some more loopholes. And I'm actually currently pending for that. So working on that as well for my name. Is DBA a state or federal thing? A DBA is a state. It's a fictitious name. It's, in other words, it's called doing business as DBA. And it means that you have a business under one name, but you want to operate and collect money under another name. So I'll give you a great example. Alphabet Inc. is the company, but they do business as Google. So when you pay Google for advertising or you use their Google search or you go to google.com, they're operating their search engine and their business under the name Google, but their company is Alphabet Inc. And so in order for them to collect money from you and for you to use their website as a certain name, they have to own that name so that you know who you're doing business with. You know that when you go to Google, it's Google and you are essentially doing business with Alphabet Inc. Alphabet Inc. is doing business as Google. And so that's what it stands for. So I'm Worldwide Sales LLC legally, but all of you guys know that you do business with Rockstar Flipper. So I have to own that name, because if I don't own that name and I'm doing business and collecting money as Rockstar Flipper, then the government doesn't like that too much. And they want you to be transparent. And if you don't do that, they'll fine you essentially. It's not illegal, like go to jail illegal, but you can get in a lot of trouble and get a lot of fines. Hey, there we go. Primetime Treasure Hunter. Congratulations on 100,000 subs. Amazing accomplishment. Primetime Treasure Hunter is Dom, and he just donated a $100 super chat. So big shout out. Please go check out his channel. Subscribe to him. Help him out. Dom is going to be somebody I want to see get to 100,000 subscribers one day too. Thank you so much, Dom. Give him a big hashtag and a round of applause. If you've never checked out Dom's YouTube channel, click his name or type, copy and paste that Primetime Treasure Hunter into the YouTube search and he'll come right up. Okay. Thank you so much for Primetime. Appreciate all of the love. He's everywhere tonight. Whoop, whoop. There's a ton of variations sometimes across that. How do you know when you can scan an ad? It's correct. Change info, create new variation. Variations confuse me. Amy, you have to scan the exact item. So I think what you're asking is if I have, I'll just use it as an example. If I'm selling you can't sell an Apple Watch on Amazon, but if I had a black Apple Watch and a green Apple Watch and you scan the black one in and it lets me sell it, sometimes it won't let me sell the green one. It's random like that. You can sell the blue one, the purple one, the yellow one, but not the black one, or you can sell the black one and not the yellow one. Sometimes Amazon does that. So whenever I scan items in, I do it item by item by item. I don't actually, try to add variations. I put in each item individually. And so this item would go in as one individual item as a black Apple Watch. And then the next one I would scan in differently as well. So I think that's what you're asking. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. No, I don't think I look like him. Somebody said that to me before, though. Are you worried about the LLC being liable for DBAs, or is it something important or big you will LLC that DBA? Yeah, so the question Aspen just asked is, if you own an LLC and then you're going to operate another business, like let's say I decided to open an ice cream shop tomorrow, Casey's Ice Cream Shop, I would need to either go buy that name, that DBA, Casey's Ice Cream Shop, or I could start a whole nother LLC, a whole nother business that's completely separate from Worldwide Sales, and I'd have it over there. The question is, would you and why? So if I was opening a high risk, let's say I was opening a boxing ring, right? A boxing training ring where I think people could get injured, possibly. Here doing this, nobody's going to hopefully sue me except for some product thing, which is rare and random. It does happen, but there's a lot less liability sitting behind a computer selling stuff and talking to you guys than there is sitting in a MMA training facility, boxing ring where people could get hurt. So yeah, there'd be a lot of liability there, and I would consider separating myself and my LLC from it and owning another LLC. Now, LLCs are very limited and they can still sue you personally. So, if I was going to open something like a new business, like a stock trading business, I probably just own it as Worldwide Sales LLC. So there's not a whole lot of liability. So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you again, Dom, for the kind gesture, the super chat. Go check him out. Amazon, LLC protects you from being sued as opposed to sole proprietor. It is very limited though. So the word limited liability company is the fullest extent of the word. It is limited. What's up, Aurora Styles? Better late than never. Nike sues you for wearing that shirt. They might. You never know. Thank you everybody who just went and subscribed to Dom though, by the way. As a beginner, what else do I need besides sales tax certificate, tax and bookkeeping software, inventory tracking, repricing? So overwhelming. You don't need any of that. You can get started and just list items and price them correctly and manually price them and use a free Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel to track your sales and accounting. Yes, it is good to upgrade to QuickBooks or GoDaddy at some point. It is also inventory tracking software depends on what you sell. I don't track my software through an inventory system. I know what I have and it's basically listed on eBay or Amazon and I can just go and check on it. I know what I paid. I have records. It's fine. I don't have a software for that. I don't do repricings because I'd rather be in control of my pricing rather than somebody else pushing it down to a penny and then jacking the price back up and screwing me. Don't need that. You definitely can just start selling. Don't let any of that stuff stop you from just getting on there and selling. Mr. Buys a Lot, thank you for the $10 super chat. You deserve it. One of the best to learn from, guys. So listen, Casey. Thank you. Appreciate that. 100,000 subs, I think, is what the congratulations is for. So thank you so much as well. And thank you to all of you that are subscribed. Bam C had a question. Yeah, speaking of, down below, when we're done this Amazon chat, if you are ready to get started on Amazon, if you're scared of Amazon, if you don't know what's going on with Amazon, never sold, never listed, have no clue where to start, or if you are completely you believe all the myths, you never knew you could sell used, you never knew how the money worked, the fees work, the shipping, the cost, what you can sell, product rankings, it's all included. When I tell you part of the Amazon training I do is in the 2020 package, it's below. Everything's included. Amazon's A to Z, no pun intended, start to finish, top to bottom. It's all included. So if you want to get started on Amazon and you want to make 2020 the year, I think you guys are leaving a lot of money on the table because I believe there's a lot of you, when I look at your stores, remember, I'm going to go through your store too as part of that package. I look at your stores, you have like 500 items and like 200 of them are ones you should be checking Amazon, and maybe 100 of those could go on Amazon. And if they just made an extra $5 each, you've left $500 on the table. I'm going to show you how to do that, how to scan, how to look them up, how to do all that stuff. Yes, Amazon's payouts are every 2 weeks, so it is something you need to be cautious of. When the item is $0 with no offers, how should you percentage your price in comps? When the item is $0 with no other offers, I don't know what that means. You mean there's no other ones active? Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Amazon to the moon, Jacques. Yeah. To get ungated from toys, especially big brands, Lego, Mattel, Disney, do I need to get a minimum order of 10 of each brand to get ungated for each brand? If that's a yes. Bam, every product, every company is different. So there's no set minimum amount of orders. You just have to make orders through reputable distributors and wholesalers and submit your invoices to Amazon. There are some places online that will tell you that have experience with it. It will tell you for each different brand, like Mattel, Disney, Lego, whatever, what it requires or what it required for them. So sound spiked again, Casey? No, not at all. Oh, my sound spiked. I'm sorry about that. That was probably my fault. Okay. As a new seller, you have to wait to the second payout period. Yeah, Jen, that is true. I've heard that. So I've been selling again for 5-6+ years on Amazon. And it wasn't like that back in the old days. It was a lot easier. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was a lot easier in 2013, 2014 when I started. A lot easier to sell on Amazon. There was very few items that were gated. There was Apple products were open. Nike products were somewhat open, which is a godsend. 99% of all video games and books were all ungated. Electronics were ungated. There was quite a few health and beauty items that we sold. We sold like curling irons. We sold hair dryers. We sold speakers, JBLs. We sold a lot of stuff that we probably can't sell today. We used to buy Groupon pallets. I don't even know if you can buy those. I'm sure you can still buy Groupon pallets through Bstock. We bought like 10 Groupon pallets. We paid like $800 a piece. It was like $8,000. I went in kind of half and half with, you guys remember Drive Time. And so those pallets were full of electronic robots, carpet cleaners, speakers. They were full of Fitbit watches, Dre Beats. We used to sell Dre Beats on a daily basis. So there was a lot of stuff to see and a lot of stuff to sell. Yeah, gated just means that you're not allowed to sell it. And it's different for every seller. There's no list. You have to just scan items and figure it out. So the items, if I had to tell you the top 10 items to start selling on Amazon, I want you guys to leave with at least this information. Go ahead and get a notepad and write this down. Top 10 items for all new sellers to sell on Amazon when you're brand new in 2019 or 2020. And I'm going to go ahead and write these down in my phone so that I don't say the same ones twice. Okay, so books is the obvious starting point. Books is very beginner, very easy, mostly ungated, and long tail, slow, long tail. Okay, video games, probably a close second because a lot of them are ungated. They're good profit. They move faster than books. Not going to be as easy to find, but you should be able to find them. Pawn shops, yard sales, estate sales, advertise on local marketplaces, right? Third thing, video game systems. And I don't just mean Xboxes and PlayStations. I'm talking about Game Boys. I'm talking about Game Boy Advances, Nintendo 3DSs, any of the handhelds. Remember those old school 90s Tiger handheld games with 2 AA batteries in the back of them? Golden Axe, Battletoad, Double Dragons. Those do really well. Those electronic fishing games that are just like mini little reels and you throw them and you fish. Those sell well. I mean, any kind of little electronic games do fantastically well. So books, video games, video game systems. Cameras are great. Cameras, lenses, DSLs, point and shoots, all of that stuff is fantastic. Electronic equipment like that with the great lenses, any of that stuff. Electronic accessories altogether. Things like the iPad stand, things like Bluetooth connections and stuff like that. That Ronin, that DSLR gimbal that I just showed you back there. Great thing. Along with the cameras, also webcams, the webcam that I'm talking to you on right now. Microphones. And this isn't just the microphone that I'm talking to you on here. There's hundreds of these microphones. Also singing microphones. I see them in pawn shops all the time, actually. Any kind of musical microphone, stuff like that. Fantastic, awesome things. GoPros. Now, I know in recent years, GoPros have gotten a lot more restricted, but GoPro stuff is great. It has to be real GoPro. Don't sell knockoff GoPro accessories, but GoPros and their accessories are fantastic. Any series of the GoPro cameras will sell. Trust me, they will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7. So number 8 is toys. And that's like, newer age toys. You're not going to sell vintage ones. We're talking about things like, when the Hatchimal craze was big, I sold a few of Hatchimals, not many. Things like the plug and play, those would go with video games, I guess, but like the PS1 and the Sega Genesis Classic, the SNES Classic, any kind of toys, Pokemon stuff, hot stuff that you think about that's really good. I'm going to put in a subcategory, but games, board games, puzzles, box games, 3D games, those little 3D puzzles that you build, the little brain teaser games, a lot of that stuff sells really good on Amazon as well. You'd be surprised at the kind of weird stuff that you can sell that Amazon allows, new and used, some of it new only. So that's what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then number 10, tablets and laptops. So non-Apple tablets and laptops. So these are big electronics, of course. You can sell them, but just be careful. You have to test stuff. You have to know it's good. Anything that's not Apple. So you can sell Samsung, LG, Toshiba, any of that stuff should be just about ungated for everyone. So as you can see, out of the 10 things, I think 7 of them were electronic based or more. So really, really things that you have to look for. I'm gated in most puzzles. That's odd. See, and this is hard for me to have a conversation because when I was brand new in 13, 14, leading into my building up in 15, everything was ungated. It was so easy. And my account is basically grandfathered in a lot of accounts. Heather says she was able to send in toys in her first and second ever shipment. Heather, I recognize your name, but not you in the profile picture because everywhere that I see it looks different. That's funny. Okay, I have 100% feedback on Amazon. I have not sold on it for 2 years now and will be selling once again. It will be harder to get ungated because of the lapse of time. That's a good question, Share Seeker. Maybe somebody has experience with that. I would guess you're probably going to be gated in a few things. You're going to have to go in there and check and see, a lot of items that I used to be able to sell, I can't sell anymore. And so I know they did gate a few items. So that does happen. Appreciate all the likes, the big blue thumbs up. Thank you guys for that. 60 of those likes and 180 of you here. So if you could hit that button, appreciate it. I don't like to be boring. That's the truth. How do the storage fees work? Kilroy, great question. How do Amazon storage fees work? I'm going to go ahead and bring up the storage fee calculator for Amazon FBA. So it's basically by, and they change this every year. They up the price. It's by cubic. I'm going to link it for you guys so you can check it out and you can read it. January to September is the off season, so it's cheaper. And the standard size is 75 cents per cubic foot of storage. And oversized storage is 48 cents per cubic. During October and December, it is 3.5 times the price. It is $240 for cubic and $120 for oversized. So I'll link that for you guys. This is Amazon storage. A cubic foot of storage is pretty good. It holds a lot. If you're selling big items, this is why I recommend if you're selling DVD VHS combos that weigh 20 pounds or 15 pounds and they're big, don't send those to FBA, right? Because they're going to take up room. They're going to cost you storage. They're going to cost a lot to ship into FBA. The increase, making an extra $10, $15 prime because you have it available at the warehouse prime is not worth what you're going to pay in storage and shipping in. But if you think about my video games where in a cubic foot, how many games can I stack? We've did it before. I can't remember what the number was, but you can stack how many video games. And so when you end up paying 75% or 75 cents for a cubic foot, and then you've got like 20 games and it costs you like a penny in storage per game per month, well, that's not really that big of a deal, right? And then I'm shipping them in a big box, and so every game costs me like a nickel to ship in. So that's a really great question, but I just went ahead and linked the Seller Central storage prices. So appreciate all of you that did pick up my 2020 bundle. It is definitely a wealth of information. I have some new stuff coming out later this year. But for now, that is the best available deal. It's below. It's only $20.20. It's only one time. And it is a crap load of information. It covers eBay. It covers Amazon. It covers Poshmark. It gives you 11 sourcing guides and bolos, 3 webinars, 125 videos, and you get to network with all the members of the VIP group. So that's awesome. Okay. Good flea markets in Tampa. We do. We have a couple. You pay 50 cents to get your items back from Amazon. Yeah. So if you do want to get it out of the warehouse, you do have to pay to get it back. That's a great point that Elizabeth just pointed out. Have I talked about the buy box yet? Sandy, no. So what is the buy box on Amazon? Let me cover that real quick. So the buy box on Amazon, if you're not familiar, if you don't do a lot of shopping on Amazon, you may not be aware of what we're talking about. But long story short, if you ever log into Amazon, you shop for an item and there's multiple ones available, there's a box, and it's kind of like the recommended, they call it the buy box, but it's the recommended seller for that item. And it's not always about the price. So a lot of people, when it first started off, it was more wrapped around the price, but it's based off of a lot of factors. And Amazon has an algorithm that a lot of people try to figure out. And it's based around, obviously, the pricing. It's based around your feedback. It's based on store reviews. There's a lot of things. And if you qualify and win the buy box over other buyers, when it pops up, you're going to be that guy that's in front of the potential buyer over the other sellers. And so you've got a better chance to sell your item. And so there's a whole long, I could get into ages about how to win the buy box, strategies and tactics and this and that. There's people that sell whole courses on it. I'm not a master of the buy box. Yeah, I get it here and there, but I just don't really focus on it. If you have good items, you're going to sell your items, right? They're going to sell. So, but it does help. Fernando, you create a remove order. Yeah, you create a remove order if you want to get your items back from FBA. You'll just go into your inventory and create remove order. It's pretty easy. I think it's part of my 2020. If it's not and you get it and you need help with it, call me. Not call me, but email me. There's a few buttons to press to create a remove order. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Inbound Amazon shipping is dirt cheap. You're shipping at Amazon rates. I sent the 35-pound UPS box in today. It was about $7. Yeah, Wayne just made a great point. That's what I'm saying. When I mail in like a huge box of video games, video games in a case, weigh about 5-6 ounces. So you're talking about 3 of them is a pound, right? And so let's say I mail in 100 of them. And so that's like a 33-pound box. That box cost me like $15, $20. So, Annalise, if you are in the VIP group already, shoot me an email and I'll see where you're at in that. I should have emailed you this week. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on seller fulfilled Prime? I think it helped a lot of sellers. I didn't particularly benefit or use it, but it did help a lot of people. I have to dig into seller fulfilled Prime more. That's kind of something I slacked on. I'll admit that. Yeah, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. I have paid, and this looks like I have to pay. Carissa, if you've already paid, it'll email you directly from SendOwl, SendOwl, SendOwl. If you don't got it, if you don't get it in your email, talking tonight, a little bit off. If you don't have it in your email, email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. Include your email that you used to pay or your order number, and I'll make sure it gets over to you. Call Casey, 867-5309. Absolutely, 555. Okay, when should you get a pro Amazon seller account? They're $40 a month to sell on Amazon, which is right in the middle of eBay's 2 store levels of the $60 and the $22. So it's unlimited listings. And once you get the hang of Amazon after your first month and you're listing and selling, definitely if you sell 40 items, you want it. But if you sell a few items the first month and you want to upgrade and go for it, then absolutely do that. Okay, words are hard. They are. How would you suggest packing and shipping for eBay sells for big, bulky, small kitchen appliances when they're already boxed? Send them as is or put them in another box. Shipping drains my profits. So if you're selling, let's say you're selling like a Ninja Bullet, right? And it's in a box about yay big. Let's say you're selling an appliance that's, wider than this. Obviously, it's going to be like this, right? And let's say it's like 10 pounds or something, okay? What you want to do is you don't want to ship it right in that box because some people, it could get damaged. You want to put it inside of a professional looking box that should only add about 6 to 8 ounces to it, and then tape it up. Just get a nice box that it fits in. Don't get a big oversized box. Put it in a reasonable box. You don't want to just mail out. If I was mailing somebody, this first aid kit, I'm not just going to mail it and stick a shipping label on it, right? I'm going to put it in a nice box and mail it out. And so you got to be professional with it. If your shipping is eating up your profits, it's not the box that's making the difference. It's the fact that you're not charging enough or not doing free shipping with enough money in the cost of the item. So, how many items do you have in your eBay store? What's your ASP? One store is right around 1,000 items, and it's about a $14 or $15 average. And then the other store is 450, and it's like a $30 average. What are your thoughts on grocery items? Randy might be able to answer you. He's a grocery seller. I do not sell grocery. I apologize with that. Problem with Seller Prime on books, you can't use media mail. Yeah, that hurts, Wayne. That I didn't know, but that hurts. Carissa, yes, wants another. No, don't pay another 2020. Just email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. I will, after the show, I'll pull your order and I'll resend it to you. No problem at all. Don't, it looks like, I don't have an order from you, Carissa, but I'll check on it. If you've already paid 2020, then just email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, and I'll check it out for you. Box within a box, boxception. Flip Lord, what's up? Appreciate that. Yeah, a box in a box. Those first aid kits were on sale at Walgreens. Wait, did they originally come with hand sanitizer? That might be why they're on sale. Don't recycle cereal boxes for shipping. Cheers to that. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 more questions and then head out of here. So if you have any, your speaker not all the way plugged in, maybe 3 times went wonky in 30 minutes. Heather, it's possible. I'll have to replace the cord. I apologize for that. If there's a little bit of spike. Box in a bag. No. Randy Fassig is in the chat. He was in the chat. He's a big grocery seller. What's up, Thrifting Lounge? How you doing? Carissa Powell. Yes. Email me. I don't know if she can hear me, but email me, Carissa, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, and I will get your order taken care of. If you purchased it, I'll make sure you get it. Just shoot me an email. Yes, it was the kit plus the hand sanitizer and tissues. There are always ways to find hand sanitizer, right? You just have to buy a first aid kit. RandyFassig@gmail.com. There you go. Randy is a grocery seller for whoever was looking for it. RandyFassig@gmail.com. Good to see Flip Lord, and good to see Thrifting Lounge in the house. So thank you guys for joining me for a few minutes. No, I don't like boxes and bags. I'm not a fan of those, Heather. Not at all. Looks unprofessional to me. Yeah. I'll sell you a new cord for an amazing deal. I have an entire bucket full of cords. I just need to go get another one. Don't forget the toilet paper. Oh, Lord, don't get me started, guys. I feel like I never panic and go buy all this crazy stuff, but now I feel like I need to, just simply because I'm going to be the person that actually legitimately needs toilet paper or water because we're out, and not because of like what's going on. And I'm not going to be able to go to the store and get it because of all the ding dongs out there hoarding it. Like, and then I'm going to feel stupid for not stocking up on at least a couple, but at least they put limits on them. eBay is pulling the listings 100%. So, okay. Anyways, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Bislot for his $10 super chat, and a huge thank you to Dom from Primetime Treasure Hunter. He is in the chat still. You can click his channel, go check him out. If you're scared of Amazon, if you need help with Amazon, please join our group. Please get the package below. We'll get you started. I will make sure that you are consistently selling on Amazon, adding, even if you could just sell $400 or $500 a month, right? That's just extra money just dumping into your account that you never had. If every time you got a payment from Amazon, it was $300 or $400 twice a month, all of a sudden you're getting those deposits that just didn't even exist in your account before. All of a sudden, $600, 12 times a year, $7,200, bam, right? So, okay. Anyways, I appreciate it. Thank you to Dom. Thank you to everyone who joined me in the chat. Thanks to Michelle for the great coaching call. Also, if you do buy the 2020, I do offer coaching calls. They're available. You can jump on Skype, FaceTime, Facebook Video Messenger. I jump right here on the iPad. I turn it on. I turn my face. We talk about whatever you want to talk about. Go over your store, go over your sales, go over your accounting. It's all available, and you can upgrade to that as well or email me. So thank you guys for watching. Get on Amazon. Don't be scared of it. Make money. Please, please don't let Amazon sit doing nothing for you. Don't leave money on the table. Don't sleep on Amazon. There's tons of stuff you can sell. Don't get discouraged. If you scan stuff and it's blocked or gated or restricted, don't worry about it. Move on to the next item and make a list of everything that isn't gated. That way, when you're out of the stores, you can look and say, oh my God, I can't sell X, but you know what? I saw those video games yesterday and they're open. Let me go take a look at those. So plenty of chance. Angelique, got to post more on Amazon. Yes, you do, my girl. Yes, you do. Thank you guys, everyone, for everything. Hit the like button before you head out. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching, and be back here next Thursday. And in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys later.